Hello, today we'll be talking about Hoothoot, the first normal flying type Pokemon, the first flying type Pokemon, and the first bird Pokemon in Gen 2, and the first ever owl Pokemon. Its previous PYC dates are August 7th, 1996, May 29th, 1999, March 19th, 2002, January 7th, 2005, October 29th, 2007, August 19th, 2010, June 9th, 2013, March 30th, 2016, January 19th, 2019, and November 9th, 2021. I always thought Hoothoot was in Gen 1 since it's the first owl Pokemon, so I kind of assumed it was in Gen 1. As for its design, I think it's clever. I think designing it after a clock is clever, particularly since it's one of the first Pokemon to use the time mechanic in the Gen 2 games. I also love saying its name. Anyway, let's get into the Bulbapedia article. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today we'll be talking about Hoothoot, the owl Pokemon whose number is 0163. This is what it looks like. Type normal flying, abilities, insomnia or keen eye. Tinted lens is its hidden ability. Gender ratio is 50-50. Catch rate is 255 or 43.9%. Breeding is egg group flying or hatch time 15 cycles. Height is 2'4" or 0.7 meters. Weight is 46.7 pounds or 21.2 kilograms. Basic experience yield is 58 in Gen 2 through 4 and 52 in 5+. Leveling rate is medium fast. EV yield is 1 in HP. Shape is that. Footprint is that. Pokedex color is brown, and base friendship is 70. Hoothoot is a dual-type normal flying Pokemon introduced in Gen 2. It evolves into Noctowl starting at level 20. Biology. Hoothoot is an avian Pokemon that resembles an owl with a round body. Most of its feathers are brown, but its belly is cream-colored and has large red eyes, a small pinkish beak, stubby wings, and a fan-like tail with 3 feathers. Encircling its eyes are black rings. The lower rims of each ring have 3 protrusions that resemble the teeth on a gear, while the upper rims have extensions that resemble the hands of a clock. As seen in the anime, Hoothoot's feathers can grow to be shaggy and the protrusion on its head droop. It has 2 pinkish feet, each with 5 clawed toes. However, it will typically only stand on 1 foot at a time and alternates between the 2 at speeds too difficult to track with the naked eye. So you've got Hoothoot's feet featured in this card. Hoothoot begins crying at the same time every day and always tilts its head in the same rhythm. This ability is due to a special internal organ that senses the world's rotation, allowing it to keep track of time. As a result, Hoothoot was once considered a divine messenger sent to tell the time. Some countries see Hoothoot as a deity of wisdom. Historically, people raised Hoothoot to serve as clocks, a practice still done by some traders today. Hoothoot is most commonly found nesting in trees in temperate and boreal forests. Hoothoot is nocturnal, and during the day it sleeps in holes carved into tree trunks. Hoothoot preys on grubbin. Evolution: Hoothoot evolves into Noctowl. You can see that here, Hoothoot Noctowl. Game data, Pokedex entries. In Gen 2, Gold. It always stands on 1 foot. It changes feet so fast that movement can rarely be seen. Silver, it has a perfect sense of time. Whatever happens, it keeps rhythm by precisely tilting its head in time. Crystal, it begins to hoot at the same time every day. Some trainers use them in place of clocks. Stadium 2s. If you have Pokemon Red, Silver, or Crystal inserted, you get the Gold entry, but if you have Pokemon Blue, Gold, or Yellow inserted, you get the Silver entry. In Gen 3, in Ruby and Sapphire, Hoothoot has an internal organ that senses and tracks the Earth's rotation. Using this special organ, this Pokemon begins hooting at precisely the same time every day. Emerald, it has an internal organ that senses the Earth's rotation. Using this special organ, a Hoothoot begins hooting at precisely the same time every day. Fire Red is the Silver entry, while Leaf Green is Gold's entry. In Gen 4, for those of you who are new here, sometimes this happens where Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum are split up like this. Yes, and we will go through each of them. Diamond, it always stands on 1 foot, even when attacked. It does not brace itself using both feet. Pearl, it switches its standing foot so quickly, it can't be seen. It cries at the same time every day. Platinum, it marks time precisely. Some countries consider it to be a wise friend, versed in the world's ways. Heart Gold and Soul Silver are their Gold and Silver counterpart. The Gen 5 Pokedex entries are Platinum's entry. In Gen 6, X is the Silver entries, and the Fire Red entry, Y is the Gold entries, and Leaf Green's entry. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are basically Ruby and Sapphire, but Hoothoot and Pokemon are now the correct casing. In Gen 7, so it's our first Gen 2 Pokemon to be in Gen 7, so they're in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon apparently. Usually these are different. I think almost exclusively Gen 7s are one of the ones that are like new. Ultra Sun,
Every day, it tilts its head in the same rhythm. A long time ago, people raised these Pokemon to serve as clocks. Ultramoon, it cries out the same time every day. A long time ago, people cherished it and considered it a divine messenger sent to tell the time. And it's our first Sword and Shield entry as well. That's cool. Sometimes these are new, sometimes they are old. Yeah, so in this case, Sword is the gold entries, Fire Red entry, and Wise entry. Shield is Crystal's entry. Because Diamond and Pearl were two different entries, they also tend to be split up like this. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are their Diamond and Pearl counterparts. In Gen 9 and Scarlet, Hoothoot's internal clock is precise at all times. It tilts its head in a fixed rhythm. Violet, since it tells time precisely, some countries consider it to be a deity of wisdom, first in the ways of the world. This is also the first one to have the Alola Pokedex, so Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. It'll usually specify this, I mean, it doesn't necessarily need to, since it's only in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, but yeah, it will do that usually when there's two, when there's both of them, because they're usually not the same image. So, Hoothoot in the Alola Pokedex, that's what it looks like. And Hoothoot in the Katakami Pokedex, that's what it looks like. It's pretty cool. You can see all the feathers and stuff. Game locations, side game locations, and events. Stats, base stats, HP 60, attack 30, defense 30, special attack 36, special defense 56, speed 50, for a total of 262. Pokeathlon stats. Type effectiveness, damage normally by normal, fighting, flying, poison, steel, fire, water, psychic, dragon, dark, and fairy. Weak to rock, electric, and ice for double, immune to ground and ghost, resistant to bug and grass for half. Notes, if this Pokemon is given a ring target, the effectiveness of ghost type moves is 1. So go from 0 to 1. If gravity is in effect, this Pokemon is given an Iron Ball or a ring target, or is affected by Smackdown or Ingrain, the effectiveness of ground-type moves is 1. So go from 0 to 1. Learn set by leveling up. 1. Peck and Growl. 3. Tackle. 6. Echoed Voice. 9. Confusion. 12. Reflect. 15. Defog. 18. Air Slash. 21. Extrasensory. 24. Takedown. 27. Uproar. 30. Roost. 33. Moonblast. 36. Hypnosis, and 39 Dream Eater. By TM, 1 Takedown, 4 Agility, 7 Protect, 14 Acrobatics, 16 Psybeam, 17 Confused Ray, 18 Thief, 25 Facade, 27 Aerial Ace, 32 Swift, 40 Air Cutter, 41 Stored Power, 42 Nightshade, 47 Endure, 49 Sunny Day, 50 Rain Dance, 59 Zen Headbutt, 65 Air Slash, 70 Sleep Talk, 74 Reflect, 85 Rest, 92 Imprison, 97 Fly, 98 Skill Swap, 103 Substitute, 113 Tailwind, 114 Shadow Ball, 117 Hyper Voice, 118 Heat Wave, 120 Psychic, 128 Amnesia, 129 Calm Mind, 140 Nasty Plot, 160 Hurricane, 164 Brave Bird, 171 Terrablast, 174 Haze, 177 Spite, 191 Uproar, 197 Dual Wing Beat, 203 Psych Up, and 216 Feather Dance. By breeding, this group gives you Feather Dance. Murkrow gives you Nightshade, this group gives you Supersonic, this group gives you Whirlwind, and this group gives you Wing Attack. TCG only moves, Confuse Ray in this card, side game data, got all this, yep. Pokemon Ranger, Guardian Signs, in the browser entry, it causes twisters around itself. Got all this, yep. New Pokemon Snap in the Photo Dex. Hoothoot are said to be more accurate timekeepers than any clock. As nocturnal Pokemon, they're not big fans of light, so they spend the daylight hours sleeping in holes in tree trunks. Costumes in Pokemon Go. This is a new section for Gen 2 here. This is the first time we're talking about it in Gen 2. What it does is it lists all the costumes that a Pokemon can have in Pokemon Go. As of right now, it looks like it can only have one costume, this New Year's outfit. So what I do is I say the name, sort of talk about it a little bit, you know, like this is a golden top hat and a bow tie. It's pretty cool. Evolution data, Hoothoot, level 20, Noctowl. Sprites here, so pretty much the same, maybe a little bit, so white instead of, oh no, the red eyes aren't missing, yeah. But, I mean, the basic shape's the same. The clock hands will probably change a little bit, but yeah, this is sort of now more of a, I don't know, green-ish color, I don't know. Yeah. Pink highlights. Gen 3 has sort of this sort of pinker, it's almost a combination of the two colors here, that's interesting. But it has the belly being a different color. Same with these are all still the same color though, not the beak and the feet aren't quite there yet. And we have the red eyes. This is now more of an orangish yellow, I guess. Then we've got, so now it's back to the brown, and now we've got different colored feet and mouth. These seem to be a little bit smaller. This is now like gold for most of it, or yellow, I guess. And feet, I think, are a different color. Maybe beak, maybe? I don't know. Yep. Gen 5, you get the full max sprite. And I got most of it already in that one, but got the models pretty good, so this introduces the lighter browns. And this is now more pink. It's kind of like a reddish pink. This is now kind of just pure yellow now. Maybe different shades of yellow, but yeah. Yep, pretty good model. Yeah, I got these. Yep, sword and shield. So you got better models for sure. These are better. You can kind of see how it's more. It's better, yeah, to see how it's actually integrated into the eye things. Home, you got these, yeah. Other sprites, so these are Super Contest sprites. For those of you who are new here, I have theorized that these are NPC, Pokemon you fight, so, so Super Contests, if you're not aware, are things in the video games that you can do. They, like, give you points and stuff, and they help, I think, increase friendship, I think, or something like that. I don't know, they're very interesting. I don't think they're in every well, they're definitely not in every generation. I think they were introduced in, I want to say, Gen 3, maybe 2, I don't really remember, but they're definitely not in, like, the newer games. I guess I don't know that they're not in the newer games, but they're certainly not in this same capacity, I don't think. So we got Brainy in Pokemon Super Contests, Hootie in Pokemon Super Contests, Hoots in Pokemon Super Contests, Strix in Pokemon Super Contests, and Tootie in Pokemon Super Contests. In the anime, so you got Hoothoot in the anime here, that's cool. You got all that, yep. Pokedex entries in episode 121 in Ash's Pokedex. Hoothoot, the owl Pokemon. Hoothoot stands on one leg, but uses both its powerful eyes to see clearly even through the darkest night. So you've got Hoothoot in Pokemon Twilight Wings, with a Squirrelette, a Pikachu, and Alcremie. In the manga, you've got Hoothoot in Pokemon Adventures. It's all confused, and it's got the little Tweety bird. That's fun. Then we got Hoothoot in The Golden Boys. So you got all this. Pokedex entries in Pokemon Adventures, Chapter 92. Cracks his head in rhythm like a metronome. So you got all this, and the TCG. Trivia in Fighting Flyer with Fire. Faulkner's Hoothoot stands on both legs, even though Hoothoot supposedly only ever stands on one leg at a time. Hoothoot was designed by Ken Sugimori. In Nintendo Power, Volume 134, Sugimori stated in an interview that Hoothoot is his favorite Pokemon because he had a pet bird as a child that would stand on one foot. Aww. Hoothoot has a unique fade-in animation that is programmed into gold and silver, but goes unused. This fourth point I've read in the Spiro video. The company logo for Bookmark depicts a Hoothoot. So you can see icon for Bookmark. I don't know what that is. Probably something within the Pokemon universe. Origin. Hoothoot seems to be based on a young, horned owl, particularly the Eurasian eagle owl, due to its red eyes combined with a clock. Its round body is the shape of a clock face, the two prongs of its crest resemble clock hands, the markings around its eyes resemble gears, and it has the ability to keep track of time. Its tilting movement while standing on one leg makes it resemble a pendulum clock. Hoothoot's behavior of standing on one leg at any given time was inspired by Ken Sugimori's childhood pet bird, who had shown a similar behavior. Name origin. Hoothoot is derived from hoot, the sound an owl makes. It may also involve cuckoo, as in a cuckoo clock. Hoo-hoo is derived from who, the sound an owl makes. In other languages, references, external links, let's move on.
Now let's watch Hoothoot's first scene in the anime.
Welcome to the anime portion of the video. Today we are watching Pikachu's rescue adventure. In this short, Ash's Pikachu and Ash's friends Pokemon have followed a Chikorita who has fallen into a hole, and they've all landed in this tree here that has a bunch of Pokemon, and all the Pokemon are greeting Pikachu and friends. There's the Hoothoot. And that is Hoothoot's first scene in the anime. Let's move on.
Now let's talk about the TCG. I have one Hoothoot card.
It's the fourth Hoothoot card design. It was illustrated by Midori Harada, an illustrator on various Pokemon content. She began working on the TCG in 2002 and has continued to this day as of March 2024. While this image is not boring by any means, it infuriates me purely because of Hoothoot's tracks. First, Why is it hopping to move anywhere? It's a bird that can fly. Second, why is there only one footprint? As we talked about when we covered the Bulbapedia article, it has 2 feet. Just because it likes to stand on 1 foot doesn't mean it would prefer to walk or run on 1 foot. It makes no sense. Anyway, Hoothoot has 50 HP. It's 2'4" and 46.7 pounds. It has 2 moves, Hypnosis and Kickshot. Since I've already talked about Hypnosis in the video games, I'll just talk about how it works on this card. It costs 1 of any energy. It puts the opponent's Pokemon to sleep. Kickshot is not a move from the video games. On this card, it costs 2 of any energy. Upon a successful coin flip, the move does 30 damage. A failed coin flip results in the move doing 0 damage. Hoothoot is weak to lightning for plus 10 damage. It's resistant to fighting for minus 20 damage. This seems to be mimicking its immunity to ground in the video games, as ground is often represented as fighting in the TCG. It costs 1 energy for Hoothoot to retreat, apparently on 1 foot. In the bottom right corner of the card, there is the Diamond and Pearl expansion symbol. Hoothoot's description reads, "It always stands on 1 foot. Even when attacked, it does not brace itself using both feet." This is the Pokedex entry in Pokemon Diamond and Brilliant Diamond. Hoothoot is level 7. In the video games, it would be 13 levels from evolving into Noctowl.
Speaking of Noctowl, I don't have a Noctowl card, so the next Pokemon with a card I'll be talking about is Chinchou. Now let's see why people love Hoothoot. Now let's look at fan art.
Hello and welcome to the fan art section of the video. Nobody's setting fan art, so instead we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. For those of you familiar with the series, you might be wondering why we're on this single image, and that's because this is the only image we'll be doing today. This is a Fat Bird Type by Missy Penny, so it looks to be from 2011. I guess there's a website that they had. And so it's Pidgey, Bidove, Hoothoot, Starly, and Tailo. They appear to be eating berries here. You know, they're picking at berries, and this is just hooting, I think. But that's it. It's a very good image. Very well drawn. That's it. Hope you enjoyed. Let's move on.
Thanks to everyone who's been at fan art. I'll be streaming tonight at 7 p.m. CMT, Central Mountain Time, but I won't be getting a Hoothoot. Instead, I'll be continuing my mission to complete the Gen 1 Pokedex, to the best of my ability. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Noctowl. As always, this is my proper outfit, and you'll see me tomorrow.